Hello and welcome to a video with me, Raindale, and today we'll be taking a look at a daily routine in War Division and what tasks I do every day. This is part of the Noob Corner series where we just give general tips for newer players or people who want to dig a bit deeper into the mechanics of the game. But today's not about mechanics, it's just what I do every day, the tasks that you should do in a short amount of time before you get into stuff that requires more farming and a lot more work before giving you immediate rewards. So without further ado, let's jump in game. Alright, so before we begin, I just want to say I've put these steps in writing, so you don't have to take any notes if that's what you were going to do. Just take a screenshot at the end and you'll have all these steps written down. So when you first log in, you just go through the plethora of pop-ups that you're going to get the first time you do so. And then I like clicking do not display today so that they don't do that again. So I'm in. Here, the first thing I do is I'll claim my Chocobo expedition because I want to reset that. If you see the exclamation dot that we were seeing, it means it's full, 60 out of 60 in my case, so I'm not gaining any more benefit from that until I claim it. So that's the first thing I want to do. And if there's one reason to log back in several times a day, it would be to claim those every time they reset. It's mainly useful to gain these magicites to level your espers, so that's pretty important. Once we've done this, I go into my guild menu. If you haven't joined a guild, you probably should. It reaps quite a few benefits. First thing I do, I click the attend button, which gives me a batch of vision ore based on how many people attended yesterday. So there we go. Then there's the guild gift. I'll just claim all these points, then send them all. And that's not a daily task, but it's pretty nice to have a bit more medals. If you're a leader or sub-leader, you can just claim this as well. And then you need to fill your barracks. And that's the second thing that's going to happen several times a day, if you log back in several times, is the barracks, because they only last for a certain time. Here, if we take a look, mine lasts for 2 hours and 20. You can expand them so that it lasts longer. But there we go. So every 2 hours and 20 I should log back in game and refill that. I don't always do it, but it's nice because it gives some job points to all of your units. Then you also want in your guild menu to enhance your guild statue every day. And that's going to give bonuses to stats to all of your units depending on the level of those statues. So every day you just come in and give a little bit of Jill, or if you have some of those specific items, you can give those instead. It just levels it faster. So once we're done with this, we're done with the guild menu and we've finished a couple daily tasks. So now what we'll do is we'll go into the friend menu and claim and give friend points. And those are all for the daily tasks of the day. So we'll be able to claim all of those at the end as well. So I'm going to claim all the friend things I've received, and I'm going to send them all right here. So that's another daily mission cleared. Alright, now we've done all of those. After that, I head to the summon part. And here, there's a couple things to do 3 times a day, and there are a couple things that you can only do once a day. So right now we've got this summon that's 3 times. So you don't have to, but it's pretty interesting, especially this limited time one. It gives pretty good rewards, and we've been having it for a couple weeks back to back. So doing the first one, yay, we've got our rewards, we're pretty happy. Then I'll go and do the normal summon, which is also 3 times a day. So whenever it refreshes, I do log back in to do it. But this one, it's not as important as the other one we were doing. So we get a couple shards. Alright, and that's a daily task of doing this summon. Then there's the video summon. I won't have you go through the ads, but I do this. It's 3 ads, 3 times a day again. And it's a couple Jill Snappers, a couple skip tickets. If you want to save yourself 6 minutes a day, you can. All you're getting out of this really is 200 vision ore every time this fills up, which takes 12 days. So it's not a lot of rewards for the investment. Then there's also some summons depending on events that might be free. So today we have this one, but for the sake of your time, I won't do that right now. So once we've done the normal and video summons, and video summon is one of those daily tasks as well, we go into hard quests. So under story here, we've got the hard quest list that I'm using to just select which quests I want to do. And these are really important. If you're not doing your hard quests every day, you should, because it's one way to get shards for units for free. So today I'm doing a couple units. I'll do Luartha because I'm trying to get her back up. All right, I'll first uncheck the use JP acquisition items because that's not what we want to do right now. I typically use skip tickets on those because I just want to get them done quickly. So there we go. And then I would normally do all 10 of them, but I don't want to take much more of your time than is necessary, so we will not do any more for now. But keep in mind, today I'll do all of them. After that, I go into the far plane and I do my daily events. And what I mean by that is there's the event section right here. And when you're in there, there are limited events. Sometimes some of those can only be done a couple of times a day. So that would include the JP acquisition quest. That's really important. Right now there isn't any, so we can skip over that. But the first thing you want to look at is if there's one with a number like this, attempts. And if there is, typically they're worth doing. So you should be doing that. Now we have a couple events here that do have these attempt numbers. And the ones that I do are the EXP chamber, because there's a monthly quest related to those. Then I do the jail chamber, because jail is extremely important in this game, especially if you level vision cards and abilities, because that costs a lot. Then I also do the growth egg chamber, because that gives us a bunch of growth eggs for vision cards. And then the pot chamber, because it's one of the only ways to gain limit burst and TMR equipment ability level. So these are really important. And I do all of those daily. It doesn't take a long time. Usually I'll just leave my phone on the side while it goes through those. You could also use some skip tickets if you have some to do these. So that's what I'll do right now. Because I want to show you what happens once you've done them. So when you're done with one of those quests, what's going to happen is that you'll see the quest attempts going up, and then it'll be grayed out. So you know if you've done those already or not. And these are all pretty important. It's 12 quests that you can do every day, and it's going to give you pretty good materials. The ore chamber one I don't do because I've been farming equipment for a while, and I just have more of those than I'm ever going to use. So I think if you're farming multi-rooms for equipment, you probably won't need that. But otherwise, maybe it's a good idea to do it. I would just look at my stock and then evaluate whether it's useful for you or not. Then there are daily quests for enhancing vision cards and enhancing equipment. So I like doing those early as well. But I don't want to spend a ton of resources here. So what I do is I'll just scroll to one of the vision cards I want to level, like this one. I'll click enhance, give them one small thing, and just do that. See, I cleared my mission, didn't have to think much about what I was spending because I gave a not significant amount there. It won't change anything in my capability to enhance vision cards in the future. And then I'll do the exact same thing for TMR ability. So I'll go on a TMR, click enhance equipment ability, and give one mini pot just to get that daily quest done. So now that we've done this, we should be looking good with our daily quest list. We should be completely done. So let's take a look. If I click claim all, bingo, we can, okay, I gotta rank up, sure. That happens once in a while. And there you go, it's all filled. Now there's a couple of other things that I could have done. I could have claimed items from the shop and all that. And I will go through the shop and do that as well. But that's a nice and easy way to get all your dailies done pretty quickly, and then you can just claim all of those. Now, what have we not done yet? That's not part of the daily routine, but pretty important as well. going through the shop. If you're looking for specific stuff, you should go in there and then buy whatever you need. What I like to take a look at is the special shops. There's always something free in there that you should be claiming once a day. Then obviously there is the actual shop, in which there are a bunch of nice options. What I want to point out here is that this shop can be refreshed one time for free. So if you don't do that every day, you probably should, because it's a chance to get a couple nice materials or maybe some shards for a vision card that you're trying to slowly level. So I would say this is pretty useful. And then there's always the elemental shops for units that you're trying to build. So that's it for the shop. Also, don't forget to visit the mug shop, because there are daily things to do with that. For example, I'm now using my raid shop to just get a couple of energy restores every day. That's me. You do you. But yeah, visit the mug shop once a day just to make sure you're not forgetting anything. And then there's two things that are left. The first one is the arena. There are a couple of arena orbs that you can use every day, and you can refresh those to gain more. I won't go into the details of arena, but you want to do those battles every day. I like doing them in the evening. That's just me, because I like watching the fights. But if you wanted to go fast, you could just click on prepare for battle, pick an opponent, and then in the combat menu you can skip it. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can take care of that quickly. But in my opinion, it's one of the most enjoyable parts of the game, so you probably should take your time and enjoy it. And then the other thing is the guild battle, and that's another reason you might want to log in several times in a day, because there's a specific time zone in which you can fight. And if you're part of a guild, you really should do the battle. First, it's fun, but then it's also important to contribute and pull your weight as part of this guild. So that was it for the daily routine. Now, what do you want to do when you're done with this routine? So what I do typically when I'm done is I'll evaluate. First, do I want to play the game? Or am I good for today, right? You don't have to spend your entire day in game farming stuff to get your account strong. Just doing these daily things, you're gonna get a couple shards, you're gonna get your daily rewards from logging in, you're gonna get everything that you need from that. But there are a couple of extra things that you could do to keep making your account strong. There are two things that I typically do. The first one is I'll go in the story. I'll pick one of these story stages that's easy to clear. Right now the one I'm doing is chapter 9, and my game crashes. But anyways, I don't need the game screen for that. Let's just move to the to the end. Okay, so I'll take a story level that I find easy to clear, and I'll just set them on auto repeat so that I can farm Esper resonance for my units and equipment proficiency. So that's one thing. The other thing I'll do is I'll go into multi. I'll pick one of the multi-rooms that gives rewards that I would want. For example, a piece of equipment that I'm trying to farm, or secret books for equipment refinement, or even the rooms for red job level orbs and yellow job level orbs, if that's what you need right now. So you can farm multi all day without spending energy. So those are all things that you can do when you're outside of the daily routine. I guess that's it. And I'm showing you here the steps that we went through to get our dailies done. So if you just go through these steps every day, your account is gradually going to get stronger. And you don't need to spend much more time in game for that to happen. You'll just gradually get stronger. And then, yeah, you can farm equipment and do a bunch of other stuff to keep taking your account stronger. But the reward based on the time invested is a bit lower for those, because it's a slower thing to build. So that was it for me today. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned a thing or two, and it's going to help you in just spending your first few minutes in the game every day. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of those videos, please like and subscribe. It will make it more likely that they show up in your feed in the future. And then have a great rest of your day.